Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to my channel and happy football Sunday to all my football fans out there. If you're into football, then you're really going to enjoy this video. Got a pretty special one that may cause a lot of controversy on hand. So today's video, if you already clicked on the link, you already know exactly what it's going to be about. And that's going to be the top 10 wideouts in Alaska history. My top 10. So I understand that it might be a little controversial for y'all. I understand some people might get left out, but at the end of the day, I put people on the list based off of three things really. High school success, their impact on the game, their impact on Alaska football history, what they did in college, like how they did in college, how far, what level they made it to, as well as how far they made it after college, whether that being the CFL, NFL, some arena league, any professional leagues out there. So I do understand that there will be some controversy with the list. If I've left someone out of the list that you feel that should be on, just drop it below in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, I would appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe. I just got up to 60 subscribers in the last few weeks, so I do appreciate all those that support. Let's keep growing this channel, and let's get into this video, man. Ski! So as you may know, this video is going to be about my top 10 wide receivers from Alaska. I did just want to let y'all know that I put a lot of time and effort into this list, did research for about the last 2 weeks on this, and just got my best opinion on what I think the top 10 receiver list would look like. So stay tuned. Let's get into this list. So for my honorable mentions, I have Javante Buster, class of 2011 from West Anchorage High School, along with Marcel Dion and Eric Vandervoort, both class of 2013 from West as well. Javante was a big physical receiver that made most of his money from catching the short passes, breaking tackles, and getting yards after catch. After high school, he went to San Francisco City College and played, I believe, a season there. There wasn't much found afterwards, but I do believe that he played in a few of the tackle leagues outdoors. Marcel, on the other hand, was a short, shifty receiver that caught a lot of passes downfield, but also made a lot of plays shake with his legs on yards after catch, just like this one here. This is an absolute crazy play by him, one of my favorite clips of him. He didn't get the opportunity to play in college because he ended up having a kid after his senior year, but I think he could have been something special if he got that opportunity. Eric ended up having a big senior year, almost reaching 1,000 yards. He had chemistry with Connor like Matthew Stafford does with Cooper Kupp. So to go over their stats a little bit, Javante had 49 catches for 770 yards and 7 touchdowns. It was enough for first-team all-conference and all-state. He did play some football at San Francisco City College after high school, but no stats were found. Marcel Dion, 58 catches for 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. Had a great junior year, didn't get to play his senior year. Eric Vandervoort, 55 catches, 966, and 13 touchdowns. It's a great year. Ended up going Division II to South Dakota School of Mines. Ended up having a quiet freshman year, but he did get into the end zone one time. Now let's get to this top 10. Coming in at number 10, we have Deuce Zimmerman, East Anchorage High School, class of 2022. I feel like Deuce is a really explosive receiver. Makes a lot of contested catches, goes up and catches the ball at the high point. Really good with the run after catch and yak yardage as well. Look at this hurdle. Oh, my God. Yeah, so Deuce is a really great player. I have him at 10 because his career is still going and he has plenty more to get better at. Damn! So to go over Deuce's career so far, because he does still have eligibility, he is a 3-time state champion, which most of us don't accomplish. His senior year, he had 52 catches for 950 yards and 13 touchdowns. It puts him 11th all-time for single-season receiving. He's currently at Western New Mexico University, which is a Division II. So Deuce's senior year, he was rated a 3-star recruit and the #1 rated Alaska player that year. He also had a Division I scholarship to Florida Atlantic. He told me he was going to commit, but then they had a coaching staff change and they pulled his offer. So that's real unfortunate, but Deuce is definitely a Division I talent and very, very easily going to move up this list when his career is finished. Number 9, we have David Holloway, class of 2002. He went to Nikiski High School. So David is one of the older players on the list, so I was unable to find any of his highlights, but we'll just go off of his numbers. So David was a two-time small school state champion in 2000 and 2001. He won Alaska Gatorade Player of the Year his senior year with 42 catches, 11, 40, and 15 touchdowns. He had over 1,000 yards his junior year as well, but I couldn't find any touchdowns on record. He's actually second all-time in career receiving yards to another guy on this list, so you'll have to stay tuned and see who that is. After high school, he attended Western Washington University, which was a Division II team. I don't believe that they are around anymore, but I could not find any stats during his time at Western Washington. Coming in at number 8, we have Malachi Casey, class of 2023, Diamond High School alum. So Malachi is a pretty complete receiver. I think he does most things well when it comes to the position. Tracking the ball is great, like this catch he made there in his last clip. I think he's good at going up and making contested catches, one of his abilities. And then an underrated part of his game that he didn't really get to show off is his route running. I had the opportunity to train with him a few times, and he does a lot of things that D1 guys can't do. So I definitely think the future is bright for this guy. Going over Malachi's career so far, as he does have 4 years of eligibility. Malachi is currently gray shirting at Sierra College, which is a junior college in California, has aspirations of playing D1 football and even further. His senior year, he had 46 catches for 922 yards and 9 touchdowns in only 8 games. As I mentioned earlier, he does have high D1 upside and possesses all the physical abilities. I do think that when his career concludes, he will be much higher on this list. So I'm excited to see where he ends up. He's one of the greats of this new school. At number 7, we have Colin Gazelski, class of 2011, Juneau Douglas High School.
Coming in at 1, Juneau receiver Colin Gazelski. Somebody check this hands for Stickum. Catches the ball around the defender. Call it good, call it great. I'm calling it the play of the week.
Colin was a 4-year varsity basketball player, so one of his great abilities is high pointing the ball and making contested grabs. He is also an underrated underneath catcher that could run after the catch. I believe that he does still hold most of the Juneau records. Going over Colin's playing career, as I mentioned, he played 1 season his senior year at Juneau Douglas High School, recorded 50 catches for 943 yards. I couldn't find his touchdowns, so I do apologize, Colin. I know that he balled out against West, and that was a really good defense in the playoffs. 10 catches, 175 yards, and a touchdown. After high school, he committed to Western Oregon University, which is a Division II school. Colin told me that he received offensive MVP for his scout team during his redshirt season, but shortly after he struggled to stay eligible academically, which didn't allow him to get on the field. He did end up leaving with eligibility for personal reasons, and he has also told me that he wishes he went junior college. He thinks that he could have made it a lot further in his playing career. Coming in at number 6, we have Leroy Elliott, class of 2014, West Anchorage High School. Leroy was one of the most physically gifted wide receivers to ever come out of Alaska. He was also a state champ in the 110 hurdles, so it makes sense why he always had that crazy speed. He also had the size and athleticism to go with it. From playing with him a few years at junior college, I do know that his jump ball is unstoppable, and he has really strong hands and a really good work ethic. So Leroy is definitely at the top of my list because he's able to do stuff like this.
Damn!
So to go over Leroy's playing career a little bit, he was a 2013 state champion. He was also the 2013 Gatorade Player of the Year for Alaska. His senior year, he had 32 catches for 696 yards and 13 touchdowns. Afterwards, he took the junior college route out of high school, played at 2 different JCs, Chabot College and San Francisco City College. Here are his stats here. He did end up graduating late, which prevented him from going to a bigger university because he is definitely Division I material. Shortly after, he walked on to Division II Adams State. Something ended up happening with his clock and messed with his eligibility, and ultimately he ended up just pursuing track, which he did become an All-American. At number 5, we have Lance Wright, class of 2014, North Pole High School. Lance was really good at the vertical routes, and his speed is what separated him. He ran an 11.49 in track, which is a pretty fast time for Alaska football. I always nicknamed him the White Randy Moss because he literally would just run a fade no matter where. If he was double covered, they'd just throw it up just like this play here, and he would run under it. So his fade ball is unstoppable. Like I said, White Randy Moss, just throw the hand up. So to talk about Lance's playing career a little bit, in 2 seasons at North Pole High School, he recorded 90 catches for 1,873 yards and 26 touchdowns. Lance committed to Rice University, which is a Division I school in Conference USA right out of high school. During his time at Rice, he battled a few injuries, so he wasn't able to unlock his full potential. Ended up having about 20 catches, 227 yards, and a touchdown to go for a career. Lance also battled several injuries, so I think he knew it was time to hang it up. Coming in at number 4, we have Alan Busey, class of 2012, Robert Service High School. It is a little weird to talk about myself on a top 10 list, but a lot of people said that it wasn't a list if I wasn't on it. So here we go. I feel like my best ability in high school was my contested catch, and is always being a reliable target for my quarterback. When in doubt, just throw it up. We coming down with it. To go over my playing career a little bit, my senior year, I recorded 70 catches, which is second all-time, 1,117 yards, which is fourth all-time, and 15 total touchdowns. To this day, I still hold the record for most receiving yards in a single game, which is 306. So a little bit about the college path is I went to 3 different JCs, Glendale, Butte, and Chabot. Took a lot of hard work and patience to get through the 3 different JCs that I went through. During my freshman year at Chabot, I recorded 50 catches for 1,080 yards and 12 touchdowns. Actually broke the record held by Stevie Johnson, which is an NFL receiver that retired a few years back. After my time at Chabot, I transferred to the University of Texas El Paso, which is a Division I in Conference USA. During my career there, I recorded 23 catches, 298 yards, and a touchdown. Coming in at number 3, we have Cole Magner, class of 2001, Colony High School. I've actually never heard of Cole Magner until a couple weeks ago, and then I started doing my research and found out that Cole had a really great career at Bowling Green. He played quarterback in high school and ended up becoming a stud in college, which is crazy. Played during the early 2000s, so it was hard to find any high school film of Cole, so just threw a few of his Bowling Green clips of him. He was a baller. Now to briefly go over Cole's playing career. Cole was the Alaska Gatorade Player of the Year in the year 2000 when he actually played quarterback. After high school, Cole ended up committing to Bowling Green University, which is actually a Division I school where he played football and basketball. Cole actually, to this day, still holds the record for most receptions in school history, which is 215. He also finished his career with 2,828 yards along with 27 touchdowns. Shortly after, Cole was invited to the Atlanta Falcons minicamp where he caught passes from Michael Vick. A source told me that Michael Vick mentioned that he had some of the best hands that he had ever seen, which is high praise to get from a quarterback who had a career like Michael Vick. So that's a great accomplishment. Shortly after he got cut by the Atlanta Falcons, he played nearly a decade of arena football, scoring 15 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons. Coming in at number 2, we have Caleb Hawley, class of 2010, East Anchorage High School. Caleb's actually one of the receivers that I looked up to during my time in high school as well as my time in junior college because he was a few years ahead of me, so he was doing what I was trying to do. Caleb was a very tall, lanky, physical jump ball receiver, made a lot of his money with the contested grabs. He also had a little bit of wiggle to him, too, and I've seen some clips. He's quite the route runner, so don't sleep on his routes. One of the best receivers to come out of the state. Caleb's had a historic career already, one that a lot of people could only dream of, and Alaska is definitely proud of his success. Let's talk about his career so far because he's still at it. Caleb's senior year in 2009, he recorded 37 catches for 677 yards. I couldn't find his touchdowns, but I do know that he was playing with some poor quarterback play. He played at San Francisco City College, where he recorded 29 catches for 421 yards and 4 touchdowns as a sophomore. Me and Caleb have had conversations, and he told me that he had D1 offers, but they required him to wait. He just wanted to go and play right away, so he ended up committing to East Central, which is a Division II in Oklahoma. There, he recorded 55 catches for 970 yards and 9 touchdowns as a senior, which is a really impressive season. After that year, he ended up getting picked up by the Bills practice squad, ended up getting released due to injury. I believe Caleb received some injury settlement, so he got paid a little bit of bread. After his time with the Bills, he played arena football for the LA Kiss and the Sioux Falls Storm, where he did pretty well. I was tuning in, and he was balling out in that league, so it eventually got him an opportunity at the CFL, where he played for 4 different teams, recorded 157 catches, nearly 2,000 yards, and 7 touchdowns. So quite the career. Being able to play in the CFL and make plays is dope, something that a lot of us would dream about doing. Afterwards, he was out a few seasons, still training, still staying in shape, and now he's actually playing arena ball for a team in Vegas. Coming in at number 1, we have Casey Flair, class of 2004, East Anchorage High School. Casey was a part of that early 2000s wide receivers where it was really hard to find any film of them playing in high school, so we're just going to rock with his one UNLV clip. So Casey was the Alaska Gatorade Player of the Year and state champion in the year 2003. He holds almost all Alaska career records when it comes to receiving. He has 2,550 career receiving yards, 127 catches, and 43 touchdowns. He also has the most receiving yards in a single season, which is 1,237, and touchdowns in a single season, which is 21. Not sure if that's going to get broken anytime soon, but his records have stood for about 20 years now. Caleb was invited to the Army All-American game out of high school, which is a very prestigious honor. Not many Alaskans get to say that they've done that. After high school, he walked on to UNLV and became one of the best receivers in school history. He finished his career there with 202 catches, which is second all time, 2,380 receiving yards, which is 8th of all time, along with 13 touchdowns. So at this point, Casey has had a historic career in Alaska, as well as a historic career at UNLV. After his time in college, I'm sure Casey felt that he would get an opportunity at the league, which he did. He received 3 camp invites, one from the Raiders, Eagles, and 49ers. I guess no team really liked what they saw from him and didn't give him an opportunity to be on the active roster, so he just pursued a career with the UFL. During Casey's time at the UFL, he played 1 season and won a championship. I believe after that, his career ended. I know that he's doing a lot of great things for the UNLV program, also has a foundation going on. So Casey is definitely one of the GOATs, as I alluded to earlier. I do realize that it is kind of a toss-up between him and Caleb. Caleb had the success after college, but Casey had the success during college and in high school. So it was a toss-up for me. But let me know what y'all think below. And that wraps up my video of the top 10 wide receivers from Alaska all time. I do appreciate y'all's support, and if you made it this far in my video, your support goes a long way. So if you could, please drop a comment, a like, or subscribe below. It'll continue to help my channel grow and get to where I want it to be, so I can keep providing great content for y'all. So as I mentioned earlier, I did study for about 2 weeks to get this list valid, so I do hope that y'all appreciate my opinion. If you feel that someone is left out on the list, please comment below who I left out, so my next videos I can make sure that I include them, give them some recognition as well. This is all about spreading peace, love to all my Alaskan athletes out there, so stay tuned. We got some videos dropping here in the future, so as always, I appreciate your support. Your boy is tired, so I'm gonna end this video now. Peace.
You don't know what's up. Tryna act like you got that cup, but you ain't gon' sip nothing out of it. Yeah. Who's that? Yeah, this grip on my Glock is too good. I don't miss. I've been stomping through the hood. I've been on my mob shit.